How to avoid credit card debt. Living within your means can be done. You don't want to be a slave to the credit card company, do you? You will need a budget, a bank debit card, and some willpower. Optional, a jar for saving change, a savings account, and odd jobs. Step 1. Calculate your monthly expenses. Write down to how much gum you buy, and compare that with the money you have coming in. Step 2. If your expenses exceed your income, see what you can live without. Keep slashing away until you have enough to live on, plus at least $50 a month you can put aside for unforeseen emergencies. Don't forget to factor in periodic expenses like birthday gifts, haircuts, and school supplies. Step 3. Cancel all your credit cards except one. Tuck that away for emergencies. Step 4. Ask the credit card company to set a low limit on your card. Throw your change into a jar every night. When the jar is filled, put the money into a savings account. Step 5. Use a debit card or cash to pay for all purchases. Step 6. If a large, unexpected expense throws off your budget, consider taking on part-time work or odd jobs like babysitting until you're caught up. Step 7. Now celebrate your freedom from debt, but not so much that you end up back where you started. Did you know the average American household has $9,000 in credit card debt?
How to stop snoring. Follow these simple tips to reduce snoring and get a peaceful night's sleep. You will need determination, anti-snoring spray, and a chin strip, snore guard, or anti-snoring nasal strips. Optional, a new pillow. Step 1. Alcohol, large meals, sedatives, and antihistamines excessively relax throat tissue, causing vibrations that lead to snoring. Consume your last drink about 4 hours before bedtime and try not to eat anything right before bed. Step 2. Sleep on your side. Sleeping on your back can obstruct your airways, leading to snoring. Sleeping on your side improves airflow, making you less likely to snore. Wedge-shaped pillows with added neck and head support can help open your airways, thereby reducing snoring. Step 3. Use a nasal or oral anti-snoring spray. Both types lubricate your airways and reduce the vibrations of throat tissue. Step 4. If breathing through your mouth is the culprit, a chin strip or a snore guard can help you breathe naturally through your nose. Or try a nasal strip, which lifts and dilates nostrils, clearing airways for easier breathing. Step 5. If you're overweight, try to drop some pounds. Because extra weight adds tissue around the throat, obesity is a leading cause of snoring. In addition, exercise can help regulate sleep patterns and strengthen muscles. The better your muscle tone, the less likely you are to snore. Step 6. Quit smoking, which not only clogs the throat, but also weakens throat muscles, leaving more loose tissue to rattle around. Step 7. Consult your physician if your snoring does not improve, since it can indicate more serious sleep disorders, like sleep apnea or other illness. Step 8. Now that your snoring days are behind you, get some rest. Did you know? In a survey of snorers' bed partners, lawnmower was the term most often used to describe the sound of their mate's snoring.
How to break bad habits that secretly are making you fat. Losing weight may be as simple as shaking up your routine. You will need big breakfasts, moderate drinking habits, leisurely dining, and comfortable shoes. Step 1. Don't skimp on breakfast. In one study, participants who ate a 600-calorie breakfast rich in carbohydrates and protein lost more weight over 8 months than those who had a much smaller, low-carb meal. Step 2. Don't save up your boozing for the weekend. A study of 2,300 drinkers found that those who drank a large amount in one night had higher levels of abdominal fat than those who consumed a similar amount of alcohol but spread it out over several days. Step 3. Start savoring your meals. Because it takes around 20 minutes for a full stomach to actually feel full, gulping down food means you'll usually accidentally eat more than you need. Step 4. Ladies, save those sexy stilettos for special occasions. People who wear comfortable shoes burn more calories per day because, duh, they walk more. Step 5. A plain cup of coffee has no fat and only a few calories, but a small latte likely has around 10 grams of fat and a couple hundred calories. Add skim milk to coffee instead of cream. It has less fat and calories. Step 6. Wean yourself off sleeping medications. Their contribution to weight gain is threefold. You sleep longer, meaning less activity. You may be sluggish during the day, leading to fewer calories burned. And you may eat in your sleep without even knowing it. Did you know, according to one study, women whose husbands have more schooling than they do are thinner than those with less educated spouses?
How to grow a beard. Keep your face warm and toasty with a beard you can be proud of. You will need commitment, shampoo, conditioner, a beard trimmer or razor, and patience. Optional. Baby lotion. Step 1. Make a commitment to growing a beard. The process of going from clean shaven to fully bearded usually takes at least 4 weeks. Step 2. Do not shave for at least the first 4 weeks while your beard grows. If your face gets itchy, use baby lotion to moisturize and soothe your skin. Step 3. Once the hair gets long enough, shampoo and condition your beard as you would the hair on your head. Step 4. Trim your beard into the shape that you want. This includes creating a neckline, the point under your jaw at your neck where your beard should stop. Step 5. Continue your growing efforts for at least 6 weeks. Step 6. Sculpt and manicure your facial hair into a goatee, Van Dyke, a chin curtain, or whatever you like. Did you know Hans Langseth, a Norwegian immigrant to the US, had a beard measuring 17 feet 6 inches at his death in 1927. His beard was donated to the Smithsonian Institute in 1967.
How to go to confession. Reconciliation, or penance, is one of Catholicism's 7 sacraments, and followers are expected to go to confession at least once a year. Rest assured that the priest, bound by the seal of confession, will not divulge your sins. You will need a conscience, a priest, a confessional or other private place, the desire to seek forgiveness, and the will to be better. Step 1. Examine your actions since your last confession. Reflect on those that have hurt other people or distanced you from God. Step 2. Call your local church or consult a parish bulletin to find out when confessions are scheduled. If necessary, you can also arrange a different time with a priest. Step 3. Enter the confessional or the designated meeting place. You do not have to be in a classic confessional to receive the sacrament of reconciliation. Step 4. Greet the priest. Step 5. Say, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been X days, months, or years since my last confession." Step 6. Tell the priest about the hurtful actions you thought about earlier. Rather than giving him a laundry list of sins, take the opportunity to have an open dialogue with your confessor. Step 7. Receive your penance from the priest, which is usually some form of prayer or reconciliation with another person. Step 8. Say the act of contrition. Step 9. Receive the priest's absolution, which frees you of your sins. Step 10. Do your penance and resolve as best you can to avoid the same sins in the future. Step 11. Celebrate your forgiveness. Just try not to commit any sins while doing so. Did you know a priest cannot break the confessional seal under penalty of automatic excommunication, even to report a crime?
How to deal with lactose intolerance. Lactose intolerance used to mean a diminished diet. Fortunately, now there are plenty of alternatives, as well as ways to help you tolerate lactose or milk sugar. You will need lactase pills, calcium-rich foods, and a doctor. Step 1. Pay attention to the way typical dairy foods like milk and cheese affect you. Does ice cream make you sick but yogurt leave you feeling fine? Do you react differently to goat's milk than to cow's milk? Make a note of every product that makes you feel gassy or nauseous or causes diarrhea. Step 2. If you suspect you are lactose intolerant, see a doctor who can perform a simple test to confirm your self-diagnosis. Step 3. Take some chewable lactase enzyme tablets before consuming dairy. Lactase is the enzyme that helps you digest lactose, and people who are lactose intolerant don't produce enough of this enzyme on their own. Though not a cure, the pills can lessen your symptoms. Step 4. Try some dairy substitutes. Look for soy and rice milk and cheese, which don't have lactose, and goat's and sheep's milk, which contains slightly less lactose than cow's milk. Since milk is a primary source of calcium, make sure to replace it with other calcium-rich foods to pick up the slack. Step 5. Follow through with your choices. You might miss the taste of dairy at first, but keep at it, and you'll soon like the alternatives just as much. And always bring lactase tablets when you go out to eat, just in case you can't avoid dairy in your meal. Did you know as many as 50 million Americans, 1/6 of the population, are lactose intolerant? How to deal with lactose intolerance. Lactose intolerance used to mean a diminished diet. Fortunately, now there are plenty of alternatives, as well as ways to help you tolerate lactose or milk sugar. You will need lactase pills, calcium-rich foods, and a doctor. Step 1. Pay attention to the way typical dairy foods like milk and cheese affect you. Does ice cream make you sick but yogurt leave you feeling fine? Do you react differently to goat's milk than to cow's milk? Make a note of every product that makes you feel gassy or nauseous or causes diarrhea. Step 2. If you suspect you are lactose intolerant, see a doctor who can perform a simple test to confirm your self-diagnosis. Step 3. Take some chewable lactase enzyme tablets before consuming dairy. Lactase is the enzyme that helps you digest lactose, and people who are lactose intolerant don't produce enough of this enzyme on their own. Though not a cure, the pills can lessen your symptoms. Step 4. Try some dairy substitutes. Look for soy and rice milk and cheese, which don't have lactose, and goat's and sheep's milk, which contains slightly less lactose than cow's milk. Since milk is a primary source of calcium, make sure to replace it with other calcium-rich foods to pick up the slack. Step 5. Follow through with your choices. You might miss the taste of dairy at first, but keep at it, and you'll soon like the alternatives just as much. And always bring lactase tablets when you go out to eat, just in case you can't avoid dairy in your meal. Did you know as many as 50 million Americans, 1/6 of the population, are lactose intolerant?
How to get doctor referrals. Getting a referral to a good doctor requires a fair amount of homework. Here are some guidelines to help. You will need a medical specialty, a current doctor, a directory of physicians, a computer with internet access, certification status, physician ratings, and a list of providers covered by insurance. Optional, your state's medical board. Step 1. Be clear about your medical needs. Before you can look for a referral, you will need to know the medical specialty you are looking for. Step 2. Ask your current doctor's office for a referral if you need to see a doctor in another specialty. Step 3. Consult a directory of physicians, such as the one maintained by the American Medical Association, if your current doctor isn't able to provide a referral. Check with your state medical board to make sure the physician's license is valid and whether the doctor has faced disciplinary action. Step 4. Check whether the doctor is board certified. You can check on certification status with the American Board of Medical Specialties website at abms.org. Step 5. Check online physician ratings to learn how other patients have evaluated the doctor. Step 6. Check whether the doctor accepts your insurance plan if you will be using it to pay for your medical treatment. Now you can make that medical appointment and feel confident knowing you made the right choice. Did you know? The American Medical Association was founded in 1847 and set the standards for a proper medical education.
How to research a paper. Got a big research paper? It's not nearly as daunting if you break it down into steps. You will need a good library, a notebook, and internet access. Optional, an expert to interview. Step 1. Spend your time thinking about what you want your paper to accomplish. Do you want it to prove your viewpoint? Explain a topic? You'll want to have a clear focus before you begin your research. Step 2. Make a list of keywords that will be helpful in locating information when you conduct online and offline searches. Step 3. Go to the library. Yeah, we know. You think you can find everything you need with your laptop. But to get an actual book on a topic, plus find academic papers, journals, and other subscriber-only materials, you'll need to head to a library. If your library doesn't have a book you need, ask the librarian to borrow it from another branch. Step 4. Use the library's indexes to find articles in periodicals, like trade journals and magazines. They'll contain the very latest information on your subject. Note your sources carefully as you go along to make the bibliography easier and to prevent plagiarism. Step 5. Okay, now you can do some online research by plugging in those keywords you listed at the start. Only take information from reputable sites and organizations. Consider interviewing an expert in the field you're researching. It's a guaranteed way to impress your professor. Step 6. While you're researching the facts, don't forget the figures. Find useful statistics. Helpful search words for stats include percent of, Census Bureau, and survey results. Step 7. Don't forget the videos. See if there are any documentaries on your topic. Step 8. Organize your research, mull it over, and then start writing. Did you know? One study found that students who frequently used the library got higher ACT scores and performed better on reading and writing exams.
How to lower your BMI. The Body Mass Index, or BMI, is a tool used to assess your weight status based on your height. Use these tips to lower your BMI. You will need fewer calories, portion control, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, variety, a computer with internet access, limited sugar and alcohol consumption, exercise, realistic goals, and a doctor. Optional, pacing. Step 1. Decrease your calorie intake by decreasing the amount of high-fat foods you eat and eating small amounts of unsaturated fats, which are good for your heart and help you absorb fat-soluble vitamins. In order to create a calorie deficit, you have to eat fewer calories than your body uses. Step 2. Exercise portion control. Too many calories from any source will be stored as body fat, so adjust your portion sizes so that you get an appropriate number of calories. Step 3. Eat at least 5 servings a day of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. These foods are loaded with healthy vitamins and packed with fiber to keep you feeling full. Pace yourself and eat slowly. It takes 10 to 20 minutes for your brain to get the message from your stomach that you've had enough to eat. Step 4. Eat a variety of foods daily. Consult the food guide pyramid at mypyramid.gov to find and choose different foods within the various food groups multiple times each day. Step 5. Limit your consumption of food with added sugar, such as soda, candy, and alcoholic beverages. They provide no necessary nutrients and are just empty calories. Alcohol slows down the body's use of fat for fuel by as much as 1/3, which means your fat is more likely to be stored in your body. Step 6. Make exercise a priority. Get at least 30 minutes of light exercise every day. You'll have more energy and you'll be burning calories. Step 7. Develop a positive attitude by setting realistic goals and focusing on fitness instead of weight. Pay attention to your body's hunger and fullness cues and only eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored or stressed. If your weight is a major concern, consult a doctor. Did you know, to lose 1 pound of fat, you need to create a deficit of 3,500 calories?
How to write a eulogy. Preparing a speech at one of the saddest times of your life is not easy. Having a plan helps. You will need paper and pen or a computer, time to reflect, and input from others. Step 1. Talk to as many friends and relatives of the deceased as you can. Ask them what they loved most about the person. See if they have any stories to tell. Find out their fondest memories. Take notes. Step 2. Gather your own thoughts, memories, and stories about the person who passed and jot them down. Step 3. Look through your notes for a common theme. Perhaps everyone touched on the person's generosity, or they all had funny stories to share about what a prankster he was. Step 4. Add to your notes basic information about the deceased: age at death, career highlights, biggest achievements, hobbies, and so on. Be sure to be accurate. Jot down the names of the deceased's closest survivors. In times of stress, names we know well can go right out of our head. Step 5. Write a draft, making sure it has a clear beginning, middle, and end. For example, introduce the deceased's zest for life, tell stories that illustrate it, and close with a favorite saying or appropriate quote. Add a little appropriate humor, if possible, and of course avoid saying anything negative. Step 6. Read the draft out loud. It should be about 3 to 5 minutes long. Read the eulogy to a friend or family member. They will give you a more objective idea of how it sounds. Step 7. Make any changes you think are necessary. Then, ask someone close to the deceased to check your remarks for errors. Step 8.
Prepare to give the eulogy from memory, but bring a copy of it with print big enough for you to read comfortably, or for someone else to read in case you were too emotional to do so. Did you know? The word eulogy comes from the Greek word for praise.
How to groom yourself for a job interview. Prove to a potential employer that you really want the job by showing up properly groomed. You will need a shower or bath, deodorant, a toothbrush and toothpaste, mouthwash, tooth whitener, shaving cream and a razor, a comb or brush, and a manicure. Optional, breath mints or strips. Step 1. Take a shower or bath the morning of your interview. You'll arrive looking and smelling fresh and clean. Step 2. Apply a good deodorant. Chances are you will be nervous and will perspire, so be prepared. Beware of strong cologne or perfume. Use a little or none at all. Step 3. Brush your teeth and use mouthwash to ensure fresh breath. If you have stained or yellow teeth, use a tooth whitener. Keep breath mints or fast-dissolving strips handy and pop one a few minutes before your interview. Step 4. Shave if you're a guy, or trim your mustache or beard. Ladies, keep your makeup light and natural looking and limit jewelry or wear none. Remove any visible body piercings and cover obvious tattoos. Step 5. Keep your hair neat with a comb or brush and wear a style that is off your face. Step 6. Trim your fingernails and make sure they look neat and clean. Forego dark nail polish in favor of pale, neutral colors. Get a manicure for best results. Did you know? A survey reported that 46% of small companies admitted that looks are sometimes the most important factor in hiring a candidate.
How to impress a woman on a date. You've landed a date with a woman. Now it's time to wow her by showing her who you are. You will need good grooming, chivalry, conversation material, manners, and money. Step 1. Properly groom yourself for the date. Take a shower, brush your teeth, comb your hair, and dress in clean, wrinkle-free clothes that are appropriate for the date. Wear clothes that accentuate your style. You don't have to change who you are to look nice. Step 2. Be chivalrous, to a degree. You don't have to fight for her honor, but women still appreciate it when you open doors and pull out chairs for them. Step 3. Flatter her without being creepy or desperate. Compliment her clothes rather than her body. Keep compliments short and sweet. Step 4. Drink in moderation, if at all. Too much drinking implies that you have to be intoxicated to be around her. Step 5. Talk about your interests and ask about hers. Avoid divisive topics like religion or politics. Keep the conversation light. If you can make her laugh, you'll both have fun. Don't hog the conversation. Let her do at least half of the talking and listen with genuine interest. Step 6. Mind your manners. Be polite and respectful to the waitstaff and others you encounter. Step 7. Pay the bill without hesitation. Asking her to split the bill will only be awkward, and paying for her meal on the first date is a nice gesture. Did you know? According to a recent survey, 1 out of every 4 singles doesn't brush their teeth before a date. How to impress a man on a date. Tonight you have a first date with a guy you really like. Because dates can be awkward and nerve-wracking, you want to be sure you impress him. You will need a nice outfit, an appetite, conversation skills, and personality. Step 1. Dress up for your date. Choose clothes that are flattering yet appropriate for the date's venue. Step 2. Order how you normally would at a restaurant. For example, don't order a salad if you would normally order a steak. Men love women who eat. Step 3. Be kind and thoughtful on the date. If you're polite to waitstaff and others you encounter, he'll see you as a genuinely kind person. Step 4. Keep the conversation light, especially on a first date. Stay on neutral topics and away from polarizing ones, such as religion and politics. Ask about a favorite book or movie to break the ice and get to know your date. Step 5. Refrain from mentioning past relationships or ex-boyfriends. If the date progresses into a more serious relationship, then you may share that information. Step 6.
Ask him questions about what interests him and how he spends his time. Show an interest in what he says. Be a good listener. If your date tells you he likes golf, on your next date, plan an afternoon at the driving range. Even if you don't golf, he'll be impressed with your memory and feel flattered that you listened. Step 7. Be yourself and your personality will come through. Hint about what makes you interesting, but don't overwhelm him. Offering a glimpse of what you have to offer will leave him wanting more. Did you know? A study showed that 97% of men called for a second date within the first 3 days.